What looks easy peasy lemon squeezy, but is actually difficult lemon difficult. Work. I'm a lawyer and had a client call saying she needs a help with a merger, but don't worry, it's super easy peasy lemon squeezy. That project took 6 months and I almost had a breakdown. She didn't understand why the bill was so high since it was so easy. Playing the triangle. A lot of my non-musician friends joke about how easy it is to play it. Then they actually hold the damn thing and look stupid. Whistling with your fingers. Dancing. I wouldn't say it looks easy, but when I see people do it, they are so good at it and it flows so well it looks easy. But damn, I just cannot get my body to do anything more than a bop and maybe some stupid arm moves. I'm 25 and dance like a 50-year-old at a reunion. Dancers are so delicate and make it look so easy, it's honestly amazing. It's just hilarious when I try to do literally anything and fail horribly. Drawing something from memory, like a bird or something. In mind, yep, that's a bird. On paper, that's a bird. Digging. Anytime it's shown in movies or TV it looks easy AF, but the second you have to grab a shovel and break dirt, bleh. Those capture things on Google, I can honestly never read them, and the website always thinks I'm a robot. A basic physical exam at the doctor. Looks like a simple look at the throat, listen to the chest, yup, they have a heart alright. When in actuality doctors spend thousands of hours practicing it, so that when you come in with a murmur or funny looking kid syndrome they can recognize it immediately. And yes, there are entire class sections on how to respectfully ask your patient to turn their head and cough as you push on their balls. They are looking for hernias. Natural macup. More work than regular macup. Street names. Everyone thinks it's great fun and likes to offer suggestions, but every tree, lake, and other natural feature has at least a dozen variations which you can't repeat for emergency service reasons. That and you get cities which want a street name change anytime the road changes direction regardless of a logical breakpoint like an intersection. Pretty much anything that a professional does, they make it look easy cause it's their job. Throw a football 65 yards accurately? Simple if you're an elite athlete. Cut open a chest cavity to fix a few coronary arteries? It's just another day at the office for a surgeon. Frame up a structural wall within a 2,000 square feet house? Just a bunch of wooden nails is all you need. Make crowded teeth perfectly aligned? Surely it's just a matter of wearing trays 1 through 55. Voila. It's all straight. In reality, each of these tasks takes someone who trained 4 years to visualize the problem, solve it, and execute it to the T. It looks easy, cause they practiced the hell out of it. Making lemonade. Sure, squeezing one lemon is easy peasy, but do you know how much juice that makes? Not a lot. Flying remote controlled helicopters. It looks so effortless when watching seasoned flyers, but in reality it's like balancing a marble on an upturned bowl. I'll never forget the time I went out and bought a decently priced helicopter. 5 minutes into setting it up, I didn't even get it 3 feet off the floor before I smashed it into a chair, destroying the rotor blades. I tried maybe like 5 to 6 more times before I gave up, and now it hangs in my garage as a monument to my failure. Hanging out with friends during that I'm not at school, but I'm still dependent on my family period, where you have spare time but have no way of getting anywhere. Yeah, well just wait. You got a solid few years where that eases up and you hang out a lot. Then you have 4 or 5 years where you end up at a wedding every other month for a few years. Then you get a few years of strange first birthday parties that are a weird blend of the old drinking days mixed with the odd responsibilities of a handful of new parents. That just makes the whole scene really weird. You'll get an invite to the second birthday, but you'll make up a crappy excuse for not going. Then you're on your own and have to make new bar friends, get married, or get caught up in a pyramid scheme. Writing a 250-word open-ended reflection where you're expected to be creative. All I want as a grad student is some goddamn structure and also a rubric. I use a wheelchair and people usually don't believe me when I say that getting around can be difficult because many of them think that pushing a wheelchair is easy. They literally tell me this. The thing is, when you use a wheelchair all day and it is basically your only means of transportation, it looks more natural. This becomes a problem when I point out accessibility problems. They often don't believe me because they see how I can navigate and assume that it's easy just because I make it look easy. Maintaining friendships from high school/college after you graduate. People get so busy with work and starting their own families that friendships get put on the back burner. You stop talking to someone for a few months, then it suddenly hits you that you're no longer friends with the person. Folding fitted sheets. I've watched instructional videos that make it look so easy, but I always just end up with a crumpled up mess, and that's how it gets put away. Finding a career you'll want to go to every day that won't crush your soul. Remember when you were young and teachers told you that you could be whatever you wanted to be? Yeah, not so realistic when you want to pay bills and maybe have a little beer money too. I didn't go to college and struggle with the thought of not being able to have a lateral career move without a degree, but then I see my friends absolutely floundering with their student loan payments and think maybe I don't have it so bad after all. Beekeeping. You see videos of these old dudes in their veils and beekeeping suits, and it makes it seem so relaxing and easy. Turns out that bees aren't so good at finding enough food on their own, and they can get sick really easy, and in the winter they can mold. Have you ever seen moldy bees? Sometimes they are not even dead. It's still worth it though. Losing weight. Changing habits is hard. Socializing with people. I have severe social anxiety, and even small interactions with strangers, and even some people I've known for a while are really hard for me. I don't hate people or dislike being around them, but I'm just awful at keeping conversations going or initiating them. Outgoing people make it look very easy. For me it is not. Playing an instrument. Have played most percussion instruments, trumpet, some baritone, and was first chair tuba or sousaphone for 4 years, and difficulty varies based on instrument and physical attributes. Being an adult. They never had to do homework, could stay up late, eat what they wanted, and had the money. I wish I was a naive kid again. Anytime I come up with a coding idea for how to transform dataset X into pretty visualization, why oh that will be easy, I'll just put this into an array, do this then do that, and we'll be good to go. 6 hours later, and I'm still dumping the raw objects to figure out what's going wrong. Golf. I feel like most people think they can just grip it and rip it, and don't take into account how hard it is to have a consistently good swing with solid contact. Committing suicide. Looks easy, but when the time comes, it can be very hard to commit to it. Then you spiral further down the rabbit hole thinking you're so you can't even kill yourself. True story. Been there, tried that, drove to the hospital instead of going through with it. Felt even worse because I couldn't even accomplish that seemingly simple task. Then felt terrible because my wonderful husband had to come pick me up. That was like maybe 4,5 years ago. Things are much better. Got a dog to help me cope, switched up my thyroid medicine and antidepressants, and set up a series of questions to ask myself, and for my husband, to ask me to make sure we catch anything before I drop that low again. My first baby just turned 1 2 weeks ago, and my 7-year wedding anniversary is in a couple days. I'm so glad I failed back then. I hope you're doing well, and if you ever need convincing that things will get better, even if life in general doesn't, you yourself can feel better, then DM me. Even better, get some support around you, and be open about what you're going through. I didn't tell anyone for years, and I've got better relationships now, because I've talked about it a bit. Killing Enderman for Ender Pearls. Selling panties online. I've seen a couple posts about how someone could exploit desperate dudes on Craigslist by buying women's panties, spritzing them with perfume, and then selling them online. Where it's so easy. Nowadays, buyers want to see photos of a real woman and the exact pair they'll be buying, or proof in the form of being panty trust certified. They'll want extras or special requests for their order. Plenty of fetishes to go around, and the vast majority of them will drop off the face of the earth. When it comes time to actually pay, you'll have to sift through hundreds of responses to your ad, knowing most of them will be time wasters just trying to get a little dirty talk or some photos. My advice? Don't bother. Leave it to the camgirls who make some side cash off selling their panties, because there's always going to be someone willing to go a step further than you, and they will be the one to make the sale. Marriage. I think many people believe that they will be romantically in love with the person they are marrying. In many ways you do, but most with long successful marriages will tell you it takes work to make a marriage last a lifetime. That level of commitment is hard to maintain. The rewards are enormous, and you'll never be closer to another human if you're doing it right. My wife and I just celebrated our 40th, and we've known each other for more than 45 years. Planning on being together till end. Make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell. Let us know your thoughts on this topic. See you soon.